I've known Beryl for a very long time, and most of our knowing each other is from one type of setting, which was camp and building things, really happy-go-lucky places. And Beryl's always been a happy, cheerful guy. And when they said that Beryl was going to take over Friendship Circle, I really couldn't imagine him in that type of role. As a parent with a child with special needs, you understand the amount of work and time and energy that goes into it, stress, and how could somebody who doesn't have a kid with special needs understand it? It didn't seem like it was something that he would be able to do and maybe even do long term. Slowly but surely, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And as that started happening, I started noticing, wow, the programs are getting bigger. There's a lot more people attending the programs. As Musya is getting older, all of a sudden I start realizing the value in the programming for the older kids. Musya asked to volunteer for the Hanukkah program. So I brought her, and as I came into the hall, I see Beryl, and he's standing there with his son, and they're putting light bulbs in and staple gunning it to the stage. And I was thinking, this is 10 years later, he could easily hire somebody to do it. It can easily become robotic, but he's still there, literally putting his heart and soul into it. Another thing that happened was, it was over winter break, and I was reading the Embrace magazine. We advertise in there every now and then. And I saw an article written by someone, and this person was talking about their friend who had a child with special needs. The author was writing about how she was reaching out to her friend who was going through a challenging time, but having a kid with special needs. And unbeknownst to her, the baby had passed away. But when she called her friend, instead of her friend answering, Chani Majeski answered. And Chani told her, come right away. At that point, I realized, wow, Friendship Circle has become so big. I can't imagine how many hundreds of calls and situations that they're involved with as the community grows and as the need is growing, that they're now at the helm of running such an organization. In the beginning, it was enough to fill the JCM and a table down the middle with a few dozen families. Then it moved to Lubavitch Yeshiva, and the programs got bigger and the crowds got bigger. And then that became too small, so it had to get moved to Beis Rivka. And now this progression makes total sense. We're moving into the next phase. It's now Friendship Circle's time to get a building. And it's not a want, it's not an extra place for people to hang out, it's a need. In the beginning, I really doubted Beryl and Chani, to be able to continuously do it and to grow and to understand and expand. And we're here 10 years later, 10 years plus. I'm so happy that I was wrong. I'm so happy to see that dedication. To this point in my head, when I think Friendship Circle, I think of Beryl and Chani.